Hello. Today we're focusing on ages 3 and 4. So we're going to start with our Wipe Clean activity books. These are awesome books for interaction for preschoolers. So we have some that are specific to letters and writing, like first letters and also the high frequency words to copy. And then we also have some that are more just activities, farm activities and dinosaur activities. So lots of different things for kids inside to trace, to follow. Good for long road trips, for waiting in the doctor's office, for restaurants, just lots of fun activities for preschoolers. So these ones are definitely a hit. Then we have the animal activity book, alphabet activity book, sorry. So this is page by page through the alphabet. D is for dog, then you can copy the letter D. Also different instructions that you can walk them through for each letter as well. Next up we have some phonics readers. So these are fun books that the kids can have read to them if they're still at the not yet reading. And then once they're reading, these are just two of the many, many phonics readers books that we have where kids can actually also be the ones reading the books. Next, we have my very first dinosaur book. So this is one of my very first books, but there's also my very first Our World and a few others. This is the hard pages copy, the board book copy of it. But there's lots of story to read in here and then also things that kids can follow along throughout it. I also put in this category the beginner books. So this is only 4, there are over 60 of them. The beginner series are kind of like mini encyclopedias, topic based, with a mixture of photographs and also illustrations about each specific topic. So you'll see the mixture and lots of text to read. So I really love this series because I feel like it's a great resource for topics when you're doing a specific thing. Then over here we have Big Book of French Words. So that's again for more like 3 and 4-year-old, but just sort of a resource book with different things within the home and pictures and words to go with it for each one. Then I have questions and answers. So there's a few different question and answer books. This one has Lift the Flaps, answering questions, and there's different flaps for each one of these different topics. So this one is organized under when, why, how, where, and who. I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but as always, Usborne flaps are integrated into the page, not glued on, so helps them to be more durable if you have little ones that like to test the durability of these things. Next we have the Big Book of Bugs, and this one is one of the Big Book series, which means that it has 4 fold-out flaps within the book, so there's lots of good material throughout, but then there are 4 places in the books where there, let's find it, where there is a great big fold-out flap that extends both directions, so you get a much bigger picture view of whatever the topic is. So I know there's Big Book of Space that has kind of the order of all the planets, etc. Then we have a Count to 100 for a more specific math one. And this has counting, obviously 0 to 100, so lots of fun different ways to count. Lift the Flap, first sums, good for 3 to 4-year-olds as they're just learning a bit about math and preschool activities. Lots of different ways to count here with flaps to expose the answers. And then lastly for this age, I pulled out the big step-by-step drawing book. And this one gives simple instructions for how to draw for your budding artist. There you go. If there's any more you want to see or have questions about, feel free to ask. Thanks.